Alright, what's up? So we're entering week 2 of trials now. And I just want to make a quick video because Bungie has decided to do something that I don't think is a good idea, and I have a much better solution. But to understand that, you need to first understand what happened the first weekend of trials. So last weekend of trials was the most played weekend of trials ever in Destiny 2. The previous record being 470,000 players. Now there was 750,000 players playing last weekend. And half the players that went flawless about were players that were going flawless for the first time ever. So it was a massive success. There's a bunch of changes they made. I'm not going to go over all of them. You probably heard about them a lot if you're actually following the game. But, they activated solo queue matchmaking, stuff like that. And that actually ended up being a problem. And here's how. So the way the new system works, you go flawless now. And you can play past flawless. You always could, but now you're actually incentivized to, because wins after flawless continue to drop the adept weapon over and over again. But the moment you lose after flawless, you lose that flawless card and adept weapon stop dropping. You just brought that, like, you're at 7 wins at that point. You're not at flawless anymore. So you're forced to reset and try again. But when people are getting the flawless and going for those wins after flawless, they were matching teams that I'm pretty sure weren't even at 7 wins. Like, the matchmaking kind of broke. You started playing solo queue squads that were on 3 wins. Like, it was just a disaster. So the weekend still managed to thrive despite this fact, but like a lot of solo queue players were complaining because they'd just be getting just absolutely walloped by teams that are way better than them, that they shouldn't have been matching against in the first place. So Bungie came up with this solution. They're making it now so that when you go flawless, you enter this pool of players where you only play against people that have been flawless as well. And this is a little bit stupid. It's a solid solution because what we had before couldn't stay. You couldn't keep matching solo queue teams and like poopy teams when you're at flawless going for wins past that. So it's just not fair. But now going for wins past flawless is going to be really difficult. And you're like, that's what it's supposed to be. But I have a better solution. Because if you lose the game right now, you're sent back down, and then you have to farm your way back up to flawless against tough teams again because you're in that new player pool. And I think that's going to end up causing the players to die over the course of a weekend because people are just going to be like, I'm not doing this. Like, people don't want to put in that much effort anymore in Destiny. It's kind of sad. But people just want to be rewarded a lot. They want to go in, get their 20 emeralds and just focus them to exactly what gun they want. Get the god roll, get the hell off the game. That's just the new way people play this game. Destiny 2 is just not the same as Destiny 1. So I think the solution is, instead of doing this goofy, terrible idea with making flawless players only match flawless players, because that's just not going to work, what they should do is just kind of fix the matchmaking they had before and make one change to the way cards work. When you go flawless, my idea is, obviously you should only play against people that are also going for wins past flawless. But when you're going for wins past flawless, losing doesn't take away your flawless anymore. I think that you should just keep that and be able to play with that card for the rest of the weekend. Like, I don't think it's such a bad thing that a high skill player will be rewarded for going straight to flawless and then staying up in that high skill bracket of flawless players and play against each other for adept weapons and ascendant shards and all of that. So then the people that aren't as good, as the weekend goes on, have a better and better chance to get flawless because the good players are slowly starting to all get flawless and enter that higher skill bracket of just playing amongst each other for adept weapons. And it kind of clears the playlist of the sweats who are trying. It clears the 7 wins of sweats because they're all past it at that point. I don't know. That's just my idea. I just want to throw that out there. I think that would work a lot better for this playlist, and I think that's where trials should just go at this point. I don't think farming flawlesses over and over again should really be a thing anymore. It's kind of outdated. It's not a good system for Destiny 2. It doesn't fit this game very well. I think it would make more sense to kind of turn trials into the Nightfall of PvP, where you go flawless and then you can keep farming out those ascendant materials that you really can't do efficiently in trials at the moment. I think this is the move, honestly. I'm trying to think of like a flaw with this. Like, the only flaw is that it could just be too effective and too efficient at giving loot, but like, is that really such a bad thing? I mean, being able to farm out high stat armor, good weapons, ascendant materials, like, I feel like that's fun. That's what people want to do in this game. And to make that possible in PvP is just the best thing you can do right now, because PvP is where replayability comes for me and a lot of players. No one wants to sit in a Grandmaster Nightfall for hours on end, just freaking getting one shot by acolytes. It's not fun. It's way more fun to compete. And a big problem with last weekend for the high skill players was actually that it was just so easy. It was a little bit boring. It felt like kind of trivial. It's like there was no competition. Every once in a while, you matched a really good team, but most of the time, you're just playing awful solo queue teams. So, I don't know. This seems like an all-around solution. It makes the matchmaking easier for those solo players because the best players are not going to be matching against them because they'll just be out at 7 wins fighting amongst each other. And the best players get to compete amongst each other. And, you don't get punished for losing. The only punishment is you're not going to get loot for that round. So you're really incentivized to compete, fight amongst each other for the best loot. I don't know. That's my take. Let me know what you think in the comments because I don't want this playlist to die the moment they got it working again. And cheaters are gone. Like, everything's looking really good right now. So hopefully, hopefully this change that they make doesn't make a huge difference. Because if you see like 237,000 players on Flawless this weekend or last weekend, so that's your pool of players. That's a third of the people that played that weekend. So the matchmaking is going to get a little tougher, but that's a lot of freaking people that you can match against. You're not going to be matching sweat team after sweat team. But yeah, that's just my take. I'd love to be able to just go Flawless, farm over and over again. I don't know. That's it for the video, though. Let me know what you think. Peace.